Just as a disclaimer, we want you to know that some of the movies that we will be reviewing were shot in a different time and era where people of race and sex were not treated equally. We understand this and hope you do too. The movies or anything that happened on the sets are not the views of this podcast or what this show is intended to be all about.
Exactly. And we want to give due diligence in presenting the movie and not the views of the cast or directors or anyone involved. But we also feel it's necessary to let the audience know some of the background information to get a feel for what was happening at the time of shooting the film. Again, we hope you understand that we do not agree with everything that went on, and we just want to give out the information. And with that being said, hope you enjoy the show.
Steven Spielberg presents The Goonies, a Richard Donner film.
Time, chunk.
Hey, Mike found the map. Whoa, do you guys realize what we could do? I don't want to go on any more of your crazy Goonie adventures.
Meet Mikey,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Brand, Andy,
Shame. Come on, Brand. Slipper the tongue.
That's disgusting. No, I can't even look.
Mouth,
I gotcha. Now get out from behind there. You're ruining the painting. You're ruining my joke.
Stephanie, Data,
Booty Bangers. Guys, isn't that neat?
and Chunk.
It's locked. Thanks, Chunk.
They call themselves The Goonies. They've stumbled onto a legend, but they're not alone.
Chunk, I hope that was your stomach.
No. That's the it. Sounds like Kong.
Discover what they uncover.
It was full of rubies and emeralds and diamonds.
The Lost Map.
Oh, there's the start of the tunnel.
The Secret Caves.
Hey, Mikey! You can hear me! Run! Run! They're coming after you! Juggler!
The Hidden Clues.
Mikey!
The Treacherous Traps.
Hello, Sheriff. I'm at the Lighthouse Lounge, and I want to report, a murder.
Just like that last prank about all those little creatures that multiply when you throw water on them.
Take the Oath.
They're here! Somebody's coming!
Join the adventure as Steven Spielberg presents The Goonies, a Richard Donner film.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tragedy of Cinema podcast, episode 36, where today we are joined by special guest host Patrick Goodnight once again, and his pick of the year, I guess, so far, would be The Goonies.
So go ahead and say hello to the viewers.
The listeners.
The listeners.
Leave it to Terrence.
I do it all the time.
I know you do. It's just ridiculous. So yes, episode 36. But before we dive into it, let's go ahead and throw the question out. And then you guys don't know what I'm going to ask, so this is going to be very interesting.
As always.
So my question to you two is, what movie has the greatest musical video to it? We know that this one has The Goonies Are Good Enough by Cyndi Lauper, who has some of the most famous 80s wrestlers in it. You have Captain Lou Albano, Roddy Piper, Nikolai Volkov, Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant's in it, and the cast of The Goonies. Classy Freddie Bassie, Lou Albano, all them people are in it. So I'm asking you that off the top of your head, Terrence, you look like you're thinking too hard.
I'm thinking really
What
hard.
What do you think would say is the best musical video from a movie?
I have to remember, like, what had a music video to begin with, because
It's so far away, far between now.
I stopped watching music videos the moment MTV stopped playing music videos.
So like 30 years ago.
So exactly, like really long time ago. So like I'm just trying to remember, because there's certain things that come to mind. I'm like, wait, was that a music video? Like I think Matrix had a music video out of one of their songs, one of the like the techno-y songs that I don't remember the artist. And
Therefore,
that's
you don't remember the video.
Exactly. So I have no idea.
I'll tell you a video that I
answer, and
enjoy.
I'm going to do a quick.
It was
Google.
actually from a 1986 movie. Was the Transformers cartoon movie. You had,
Man.
You Got the Touch by Stan Bush. It was kind of a cool, had a mixture of him mixed with cartoon, and back in that age, it was kind of unique to see for a video. You know, nowadays they make the videos so bland, but you know, back then, you know, they didn't have much to go on, so the videos were pretty awful.
Well, then the technology isn't where it is. It wasn't as far advanced as it was today. Terrence,
So yeah, the Matrix did have an official music video.
is that what you're going? What was the song?
It's the Matrix.
And it was by who?
Let's see, it was by NLE Chopra.
We're just gonna go.
The album was Cottonwood. I don't know what the song is.
I'm just gonna say something by John Williams. There, I just covered every movie and every video of all time. So, Terrence, let's go ahead and dive into the Goonies.
The Goonies. Let me prepare because I had some screenshots for later. Okay. Goonies, release date, June 7th, 1985. Runtime, 1 hour and 54 minutes. It's a nice little average movie length. A little quick watch before you go to work, like I did. Budget is $19 million estimated. Opening weekend USA, we're looking at a cool $9.1 million. So opening weekend, it did okay. It did pretty good. Gross USA, this is where you can see, well, yep, the movie made it. Just like we were talking about last episode. If it at least makes double, that's where they want to, the minimum they want to see, and then everything after is bonus. So its budget was $19 million. Its gross USA, $62.3 million. So made double, made extra, success. Cumulative worldwide gross, we're looking at $62.6 million. So it only made an extra $300,000 from overseas. This was directed by Richard Donner, who also directed Lethal Weapon, Superman.
One that we have covered, Superman.
Yep, Superman. The Lost Boys, and X-Men, the very first one.
And I'll save that for later. I was going to inject something there, but I think that'll be in the next episode.
Writing credits. Chris Columbus, who also wrote The Gremlins. Then we have Steven Spielberg, who has done so many different things. If you don't know, just to name a few, Saving Private Ryan, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, a bunch of them, and Back to the Future, which we have covered.
Yep.
All right, technical specs. We already said the runtime. There was... Oh, I suppose there's 2 cuts of this movie? There has to be, because there's 2 runtimes here.
Yeah,
which means
there's
there's
one for TV.
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 Yep, you're right. So TV is 1 hour 34, so they cut a decent amount, it looks like. Sound mix, 70mm 6 tracks, 70mm prints. Its Dolby was 35mm prints. Movie is in color. Aspect ratio, we're looking at 2.20 by 1, 70mm prints, 2.35 by 1 and 2.39 by 1. So we're looking at theatrical, TV, and VHS. Camera, Panavision camera lenses. Laboratory, this was edited in, was Technicolor, Hollywood, USA. Film length was 3,090 meters. Negative format, 35mm. Cinematographic process, Panavision, anamorphic. Printed film format, 35mm. Eastman, 5384. Which is just, your standard movie reels. 70mm blow up, so theater. And finally, off to the awards. This table doesn't have the same twang as the other table. All right. Once again, Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films, USA 1986. And before I jumped into the awards, I did want to dive in some of the history of the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films, since we see it so much. So this was founded in 1972 by Dr. Donald A. Reed, who was a pretty prominent moviegoer, studied a lot of movies and stuff like that. And because of it was made because they wanted to highlight those particular movies who tend to get overlooked in, like, the Oscars or like the Grammys or whatever. And when it used to air on television, I don't know if it still does, but originally it was hosted by William Shatner and Karen Black. And now I suppose it's an event you can go that anybody could go to meet their stars. Or at least that's how their little blurb here. You can see their website. It's SaturnAwards.com, and they show all their fun stuff. So that's a little background on Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films.
Very cool.
So now the awards in 1986. The Goonies won.
Did they win anything for that?
They did. They won the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress, Anne Ramsey. Nominated Saturn Award, Best Performance by a Young Actor, Jeff Cohen. International Film Music Critics Awards, IFMCA. Even the acronym's just like a mouthful. 2011. So the nominee for IFMCA Award is Best Archival Release of an Existing Score. So we're looking at Dave Grusson for music, Robert Townsend for album producer, Michael Mastrino. So I knew a name was going to hit me sooner or later. Album producer, line notes, John Alvin for album art direction, and Drew Struzan for album art direction. Now we're looking at the National Film Preservation Board, USA 2017.
So just recently.
So just recently it was put into the National Film Preservation Board. It had won. Now we're looking at Young Artist Awards. 1986, they won an award for Young Artist Award, Best Starring Performance by a Young Actor Motion Picture, Sean Astin. Hey, Samwise Gamgee. Nominated Young Artist Award. So here's all the nominations. The Exceptional Performance by a Young Actress Motion Picture, Martha Plimpton. Yep. Plimpton. Yeah. Exceptional Performance by a Young Actor Motion Picture, Jeff Cohen. Exceptional Performance by a Young Actor Motion Picture, Corey Feldman. And Best Family Motion Picture Adventure. And that is it for the awards. You want to go ahead and take over the synopsis for me?
Yeah, the synopsis for Goonies was a group of kids calling themselves the Goonies find a treasure map and start an adventure to find One-Eyed Willie, the local legendary pirate's treasure.
Okay, now you gotta.
And now on to the casting. The leading role was cast Sean Astin as Mikey, Josh Brolin as Brandon, his older brother, Jeff Cohen as Chunk, Corey Feldman as Mouth, Kerry Green as Andy, Martha Plimpton as Steph, Jonathan Ki-Hu Kwan as Data, John Machuzak as Sloth, Robert Davi as Jake Fratelli, Joe Pantaleona as Francis Fratelli, Anna Ramsey as Mama Fratelli, Mary Ellen Trainer as Irene Walsh, Keith Walker as Irving Walsh, Steve Anton as Troy, Lupa Otaveros as Rosalita, Michael Paul Kwan as Mr. Wong, Charles McDaniels as Mr. Cohen, and Paul Twerpe as the sheriff. Also, as a side note, director Richard Donner makes a cameo appearance as the sheriff's deputy. The film's cinematographer Nick McLean also cameoed as Mouth, Corey Feldman's father. The part of the dead FBI was performed by stuntman Ted Grossman.
And also some other cameos that aren't on there. at the end of the film, when they're all in the cave or whatever, they actually got to bring in some of their own family and to shoot that scene. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
This movie was shot in the early 80s, so we didn't have easy access to it on VHS. Well, I mean VHS eventually, but I mean when it would come on TV, a lot of stuff was cut out. So when I went back to watch it, there is some language in this movie. There's no way around it. I know there's one word they say about 19 times, but there's a certain part of this. We're going to be jumping around this episode from scene to scene, so if you haven't seen it, make sure you watch it before you continue on, or you're going to be lost when they were all out of order. But when the rocks are falling from the cave ceiling, the one guy screams "holy explicitive."
Yeah.
And but he had to spell out the explicit because he promised his mom he wouldn't cuss or curse in the movie.
That's great.
Sean Astin actually got to keep his treasure map used for the film.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, several years later, his mother... Who was his mother? Do you know who his mother was? Anybody? No, not in this. In actual real life.
I know this.
How'd he do?
Yeah.
Discovered it, thought it was just a piece of crinkled wrapped paper.
No.
And threw it in the trash.
No.
How cool would it have been to keep that? That goes back. I think my dad said, you know how your mom and dad can say, hey, pick your room up. If I have to pick it up, you're going to be thrown away.
Yeah.
I think my dad said my grandma, which would be his mom, threw away all of his old comic books. He had like Spider-Man #1 and all those. I was like,
all the ones that are worth so much money
nowadays. So yeah, so that could have all been mine, but
Yep, I've had many a ball cards thrown away.
yeah. When the Fratelli brothers argued, Anne Ramsey really slapped Robert Davi. She was told to hit him as hard as she could. I was like, how would you like to be on the receiving end of that?
Hopefully you didn't have to do that.
Do you know what she's famous for, though, right? What other movie she's famous for?
A classic. Throw Mama from the Train.
Throw Mama from the Train. Have you seen Throw Mama from the Train?
No.
Oh, we definitely have to do this one.
That's a good movie.
It's really funny because this guy, we'll get there. The pirate ship, the whole thing was entirely real. All the shots were filmed in the ship. After the film, it was offered to anyone who would take it. No one wanted it, so the ship was scrapped.
Where on earth would you put something?
I don't care. Backyard. But can you imagine how much the transportation would cost to move that
just
thing?
to get it there?
Just to get it to wherever. Wow, unless you had like a beachfront property or something. The cast was not allowed to see the pirate ship before the scene was shot. Director Richard Donner wanted to get their surprise reaction, so when they walked out...
I mean, that's perfect. Get a bunch of kids see
when they did see it, Josh Brolin was so surprised that he actually let an expletive slip, so they had to do the reshoot. Production designer J. Michael Riva said in a National Public Radio interview that before shooting the first scenes with the prop map, he thought it looked good, but not old enough, so in his hotel room, he aged it with coffee and his own blood.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
So, wow. Yeah, I mean, talk about taking
extreme.
Right. It was mostly shot in sequence. It took about 5 months to produce the movie. One-Eyed Willie Skull was made from real bone.
Oh, whoa. All right.
Real human bone or real bone?
It just says real bone. I'm not sure.
Made
it might be a real skull.
bone. How does that, like...
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
That's a weird way to structure that sentence.
John Matsuski's makeup took 5 hours to complete. One of his eyes, which was out of place on the face, was mechanically operated off-screen by remote control.
Wow.
Someone would count down, and Matsuki would blink with his other eye in synchronization. The cast was told not to get him wet in scenes outside of the pirate ship. Unfortunately, he got wet, delaying the film for an entire day.
Oh, just to fix
his face.
Oh, man.
That's funny. One of my favorite scenes of this movie is when they've got Chunk tied up and he starts going through all them confessions.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, this one time in second grade. He just goes on and on. But when he's talking about throwing up off the balcony, at the movie theater, it wasn't based on something that he really did, but it was based on something Steven Spielberg had done as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, wow. When he thought of his mother dying, he thought of his mother dying to generate real tears during his confession with the Fratellis. The bats were made of crumpled black pieces of crepe paper that were shot out of an air cannon.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. One-Eyed Willie's ship, the Inferno, it actually had a name. I never knew it had a name.
Neither did I.
It was 105 foot long and took 2.5 months to construct. It was modeled after Earl Flynn's ship in the Seahawk from 1940. The cells required more than 7,000 square feet of material. The largest measured 30 foot by 60 foot. Some of the ship's rigging was recycled for the Pirates of the Caribbean ship at Disneyland, which was being renovated at the time.
Wow.
That is really cool. Have you been? Rode it?
The Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
I haven't been to Disneyland since, like, it's been a very long time.
I rode the one in Florida, Pirates of the Caribbean.
So
I could have actually sailed with old One-Eyed Willie. I always get confused, Disneyland in Florida or Disney World in Florida, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
How about we just put it in, like, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, so everybody can enjoy everything. Jeff Cohen got the chicken pox after he got the role of Chunk.
Oh,
He didn't want to lose the job, so he showed up to work anyway. I was like, wow. Because he was feared of being replaced.
I feel that.
Richard Donner kept both One-Eyed Willie's head and a model for the ship. So he actually kept something. Hopefully his mom didn't throw stuff away.
I know, right?
This is Josh Brolin's big screen debut, also known
Really?
as Thanos for those newer, younger listeners. What
He
else
also
was he in?
played
also
Cable.
played
in
Cable
Deadpool
in the
2.
Deadpool.
And what else? The Goonies. Carrying on. Cyndi Lauper, as we stated earlier, wrote the theme song for Goonies, Are You Good Enough? Which has a cameo by Steven Spielberg. Terrence was like, what's going on in this? Because we just watched
Yeah, it has the most...
we just watched
like-
the first part, but it's actually a 12-minute music video.
Yeah, it's a 2-part
Yeah.
video.
Well, like,
It
the
tells
whole
the
beginning
whole-
was just so out there and crazy. I'm like, what is going on?
Well-
And then it just jumps right into the song. I was like, what?
Well, Cyndi Lauper plays Cindy, a new Goonie recruit. The Bengals play the Pirates, and Andre the Giant plays Sloth. So, that's what... but yeah, it was really good. John Matswick is wearing a T-shirt of the Oakland Raiders, a team he once played on.
Oh, wow, okay.
I don't remember him playing, but maybe it was before my
Yeah, I
time.
believe he was on the 77 Raiders with
I don't watch soccer.
That was the year I was born. So,
Yeah.
more than 900,000 gallons of water was used in the movie.
Wow. All right.
That's a lot of water.
Sounds like a lot of work for someone.
As we mentioned, it was really the swearing in this was really strategically placed because they wanted it to make it easier when it did come on TV that they could easily muffle it out. So a lot of the swearing is happening where there's running water or there's a big action sequence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they can actually blend it in there. So
Well, back in that day, it wasn't as big a deal.
No.
I mean, that's why you saw PG movies.
It's like a roller coaster thing. Like it gets strict and then it doesn't. They get strict. Like just recently, and we've mentioned this in previous movies. In PG-13 movies now, you're allowed one F-bomb.
Yeah.
And I was like when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I mean, like, all right.
There's a really big Easter egg to Gremlins in this movie. Do you know what it is?
No.
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
It's when Chunk calls the police and the officer says, "Is this like the prank about creatures that multiply when you throw water on them?"
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't catch that.
Because, Chris Columbus also wrote Gremlins.
Yeah.
Malfatelli and her sons are based on the early 20th century legend of Kate Barker, known as Ma Barker and her boys. Let's see here. One of the most telling signs is when you used to watch this movie, and you always see, I think it's, I want to call him Short Round, but I can't think of his name. Is it Mouth? Not Mouth. The Chinese kid.
Yeah.
What's his name? Data. Yeah, thank you. When I always loved his gadgets when I was a kid, like the teeth. I'm like, how is these teeth?
Cool.
There's something across on his teeth. He has, like when he shoots it across, and the cops are chasing him. He goes flying. The trash can comes, so he falls in. But when he says, yeah, and there was a giant octopus. At the end of the movie, we know about fighting a giant octopus. That was never in the movie. It's later in the deleted scenes on the DVD. You can see it. Which is really cool. I mean, some of the stuff they deleted should have left in there. Kind of like...
I've never seen deleted scenes for this.
Well, I think if
Really?
you actually watch the newer movies, it's actually part of the actual movie.
Yeah,
now,
they said that... I think it was... I had it written in
which
here
is why you
somewhere.
had 2 different runtimes.
Yeah. I had it in here. But I also think like the movie Willow, where there's a lot of stuff that was cut out of there that should have been kept in the movie, like when he's on the ship. I think that was pretty good. The arcade game you see Chunk playing in the pizza place at the beginning of the film is Cliffhanger from 1983. when the boys are sitting in the living room watching MTV, they weren't actually watching the Cyndi Lauper Good Enough video because it was developed 6 months after the film was wrapped up.
I mean, that makes sense.
6 months later, though?
I guess that is a long time.
Yeah. When the Goonies are climbing onto the ship, the silhouette of someone waving can be seen left of the screen. Someone was standing behind the side. Hey, you guys!
Who was waving during film? Or maybe
it was directing them. Like, hey, you need to walk this way, or hey, you need to stay back, or something like that. When Chunk first sees Jake Fratelli's face when he approaches the car, the Hebrew prayer he says was actually improvised by Jeff Cohen.
Oh, wow, okay.
As we said before, when Sloth rips off his outer shirt, one of the big reveals, he's going to help save the Goonies. He rips off his shirt and it's got the Superman shirt underneath. It was accompanied by the John Williams theme, the Superman theme.
yeah.
Which was a nod to, obviously, Richard Donner doing Superman 1 and 2.
Yep.
The Donner cut, I highly recommend. This is for all you music lovers out there. In the scene with the skeleton piano, where Andy's reading the musical notes on the back of the treasure map.
Yeah.
And comments, she doesn't know if one note is A sharp or B flat. Musically, they're the same note.
Oh,
so it wouldn't have mattered. You know what I mean?
So no matter what, they would have got it.
Right. Let's see here. Richard Donner was a gray-haired sheriff at the end of the scene. The Lou Gehrig baseball card that Mikey finds on Chester Copperpot's body is worth $275,000 at an auction in mint condition.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's crazy. Wow.
In the scene where Chunk breaks the water cooler bottle, his line, I got it, I don't got it, is a nod to the film High Anxiety from 1977.
High Anxiety.
It's a great year.
Man, that's, isn't that, the Mel Brooks film that's making fun of Vertigo?
Yeah.
I have high anxiety. Anyway.
This one is probably the most interesting fact I found. Heather Langenkamp. Do you remember who Heather Langenkamp was? We have covered a show she was in.
We'll
get to it. Auditioned for the role of Andy. Steven Spielberg and Richard Donner felt that she had given a great audition and was the right physical type for the role. However, she was 20 years old at the time. The script called for somebody that was 17. So they thought that she was actually too old for the role. She carried a grudge with her for years. She was angry about it for years. At the time, Steven Spielberg felt so bad about turning her down. 7 years later, Spielberg would offer Langenkamp the role of Dr. Ellie Sattler in Jurassic Park from 1993 as a way of apologizing to her. But she turned it down because she was about to star in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. She was the late girl from Nightmare on Elm Street. Terrence.
That's right.
Give us your thoughts on The Goonies.
The Goonies.
Or do you have anything to add before we go to your thoughts?
I don't have anything.
Patrick, do you have anything
extra? To add? As a matter of fact, I don't think I've seen the full movie. I think I once again had watched the theatrical cut of it, or the TV cut of this, because I didn't see anything new, and it was all the same movie that I've watched and enjoyed many times in the past. Now I'm gonna have to make sure next time I obtain the movie, I get the longer version. But it's a fun movie. It's classic, man. Everybody knows about the Goonies.
Hey, you guys.
It has. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's just something that every kid dreams of. They go outside and they play in their backyard, and they always want to be a group of kids that go on an adventure.
Absolutely.
It's something we've all done. It's a movie that can probably relate to everybody.
It's like you were saying earlier.
Kids don't go outside this day, so they're too busy playing on their game. But always the sense of adventure. You know what I mean? We would play cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians.
Well, I mean, it's the classic kids on a bike, kids on bikes getting in trouble.
Right. It kind of remind me of E.T. in a way.
Yeah.
Because if you remember the scene where Mikey's brother gets on that little bike, and he actually does a little airborne thing, kind of like E.T.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, this is always going to be a fan favorite. I mean, I don't think it's in any top list anywhere. If you want to look on the AFI Top 100, I don't think it's going to be on there.
That's a shame.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a fun little movie. the whole sloth thing, man. You know, where he's like Baby Ruth. He tries to meet the Baby Ruth.
Right.
There's just some great scenes in this, and it's spoofed a lot in a lot of different things.
Yeah. It definitely has pop culture significance. It's been spoofed a lot. It's had cameos and homages in lots of different movies, cartoons, TV. It's one of those things that it really feels like. I mean, I guess I can't speak to maybe the most recent generation, but like my generation and before, it's like if you haven't seen it or heard of it, you had to have been living under a rock or something, because it's just a. I remember watching this. Like maybe because of all the well, then again, maybe because it was TV release. But I'm pretty sure I remember watching this in class. You know, one of those days where the teacher's just like, watch a movie.
Right. I actually remember going to the movie theater to watch this. This is one of the earliest movies that I can remember going to the theater to watch. And the reason I remember some of the movie, but what I remember is the poster outside of the theater, because I used to have the poster outside the theater before you walked into the theater.
Yeah.
And I remember them hanging on to that stalactite, and they're all hanging on to each other's feet all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of the earliest movie memories that I have. Of course, there was a Return of the Jedi, that I remember, a little bit of The Empire Strikes Back, stuff like that. But this was the actual one that I think. Pat, did you find it?
No, the only thing I could find of was in the 1980s, it's ranked as the 13th in the top 25 movies of 1980.
Oh, in the 80s, the whole entire 80s?
Yeah, it lists the whole decade as the 80s, and it's ranked as number 13.
Right, but
it's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. There's a lot of good movies.
It beat out some good
is.
movies.
Yeah. All right, so this is going to be a little bit shorter of an episode because we are getting ready to sit down and record a few things. The Twilight Zone premiere. We're going to do a little overview of the entire Twilight Zone, highlight a little bit of Rod Serling, and then maybe even do the first episode since everybody here watched it and made sure that we covered it all. So, you know all the outlets where to find us by now if you've listened. The Tragedy of Cinema at gmail.com, the Tragedy of Cinema podcast group, all that stuff. So,
and if you're listening if this is the first episode you're listening to, go back and listen to the previous episode for the whole spiel.
Yeah, or any of them up to date. And don't judge us by how we started out. Judge us how we're doing now, right? Because you go back and you listen to some of those old ones that we did, and we're like, man, how did we ever get to where we're at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
continuous improvement.
All right. With that being said, I think we're going to wrap up this episode. That's a wrap and cut.
I gotta go to the bathroom.